Hey, what's up fellow YouTubers? Today, off on the way to work. Lovely morning. Look, got some good weather in for today, so should be nice and warm coming home tonight, I think. So what's new? Not a lot. Got a little carbon fibre cover for the back of the instrument cluster, and the fit is shithouse. Spent should be about a 2-minute job. 3 screws, pull it off, put the new one on. I think I spent 2 hours on it, and I'm still not happy with it. As you can probably see there, it's sticking up just a tiny bit. It's pissing me off. So that's just yet another piece of carbon fibre which hasn't fitted correctly on this bike, which is made for this bike. She came from a different manufacturer, this one, because I've been a bit disappointed with some of the other stuff. So the other thing that's going on is I seem to keep injuring myself lately. As I alluded to once before, carrying a niggling shoulder injury. Somehow pulled a muscle in my forearm just here. And last night while doing, the most important thing you do in the day, which is hop into bed, I somehow twisted my left knee. Wake up sore as buggery this morning. But the most painful most painful thing I've had going on this past week and a half is I had a tooth out. I had hardly any pain from the tooth, but it had broken. So naturally I had to get it fixed. The fix was either an expensive root canal or take it out. Bit of a tight ass, so take it out. Wasn't much fun getting it out, of course. Had the tooth out. Next day it felt a bit, sore. The next day it felt very, very sore. Very, very, very sore. And it was then that I realised that the clot, normally when you get a tooth pulled out, you get a lovely little clot in there. That was gone. So I ended up with what they call a dry socket. Basically what it was a hole where my tooth was, where the roots were, all the way through to the bone and the nerves and everything else that's in there. And it hurt like hell. So back to the dentist for warranty, and basically they just shove little, medicated cotton wool gauze in there, in the hole. It stays in there for a few days while it starts to heal over, and I must admit the pain did stop fairly quickly. So last Friday I decided to tackle the motorcycle after a week. Halfway to work, I realised that probably wasn't such a good idea, because the cheek pad doing exactly what it does, pushing on the cheek, just pushing on where the hole was, and I started to get a wicked headache. My jaw was hurting, and that was on the way to work, and I still had to work and then come home. So I decided to just have a couple of days off from riding, as you would, and here we are, we're back again, and the pain's basically gone. I've still got a massive hole where there should be a tooth. Oh, Mazdi, a bit windy. So other than that, not much. The auto tune's doing its thing. I am getting better fuel economy. I haven't actually quantified how much better, but it does seem that my average riding day, which is probably half this highway stuff, half city, has come down to a level that I was getting when I went on a trip and just sat on a steady 100 for basically the whole tank. So I'm managing to crack over the 150. I'm getting about 170 out of a tank now. So I was getting as low as 130 before it'd start flashing at me at one stage. So there's definitely a fuel economy improvement there. And I still think there's a little bit more to be had with the auto tune. So I haven't really played with the leaning out the cruise range of it. Just something that I need to look at. This, 4 to 5 small throttle percentage. So I think one thing I need to do is probably mark the throttle, so I can look down and go, okay, that's 10%, 20%, whatever. and just get an idea. Because, you know, I suspect I'm only using about 10% throttle, maybe 15 to hold it at 100. So I need to know where that is so I can, you know, lean that section out just a little bit to improve the fuel economy. So there you go. We'll head off to work. Another day, another 50 cents. I get a bit more than 50 cents, but anyway. And love to hear your comments about anything I've done, so feel free to drop me a comment, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. I have a Facebook page, I have Instagram, I have Twitter. Don't bother with Twitter, I don't look at Twitter. So I would love to hear from you, and see you next time.